Hello, it's the Short Muscle Official, and welcome to my channel. We're on location here at East Peoria Community High School, where we will be interviewing softball coach Danae Manazzoni, soon to be in the High School Hall of Fame. Hey, let's get started. If you ever met Coach Danae Manazzoni, that would be an encounter you will never forget. Coach Danae has the brightest magnetic smile. I tell you, if the sun lost some of its shine, Coach Danae's smile could reignite it. I'm so excited to interview this retired and soon-to-be Hall of Fame softball coach. Let's get started. Once we got settled, Coach Danae brought out her pictures and took me down memory lane. She shared a wonderful memory of her state runner-up team. Also, the picture of their very first sectional championship game. I saw relics from the softball team and pictures that bond the girls together. She shared times of plain old silliness between her and the girls. Let's hear it straight from the coach's mouth.
So this one is our state runner-up in 2017. That was a phenomenal group.
Go ahead.
So this one,
that's awesome.
This one is our East Peoria's first sectional win. That was after the final out of the game.
Okay.
Which then goes into this. This was East Peoria's first. This picture is this softball is actually in East Peoria's time hop. So that'll be dug up in, 100 years or so.
That's awesome.
That'll be something special. So this was during COVID.
Wow.
We wanted to do a thank you for first responders, but obviously you couldn't do any communication with your teams or anything. So our team did a little thank you post and video to our first responders during that time. And this became a tradition.
Oh, wow. Look at that face, people.
Yep. That was a tradition after win. So that was after my 100th win.
Oh, okay.
It became something where the girls would randomly smash cake or cupcakes in my face. So that happened twice in my career. I'm happy at number 300 they forgot about that tradition.
Coach, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Hello, this is the Short Muscle Official, and welcome back to my channel. We have the pleasure of having Coach Danae Manazzoni, the East Peoria Community High School softball coach, ex-softball coach. But she took out her time today just to interview with us. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, before we get started, there's something I want to read to our community about Coach today. Coach Manazzoni brings nearly 20 years of coaching experience to the Diamond. Her journey began early, coaching traveling teams as a junior in high school. She went on to play at Eastern Illinois University, where she later served as student assistant coach during her student teaching, helping leading the team to an Ohio Valley Conference championship. She then spent a year coaching at the collegiate level before building an incredible legacy at East Peoria Community High School. Over 14 years as head coach, Coach Danae established one of the most successful programs in the area. Her team captured 9 conference championships, 7 regional championships, 2 sectional championships, and 1 super sectional championship, and a remarkable second-place state finish in 2017. Beyond the championships, her impact is best measured by the opportunities she created for her students. 32 student athletes under her leadership advanced to play at the college level. Notable standouts are playing at Southern Illinois University, at Edwardsville, Illinois State University, Butler University, Kent State, Louisville University, Southeast Missouri University, University of Illinois at Springfield, and many more continue their career at the next level. Even as she stepped away from coaching to serve as athletic director, her influence remains strong. This season, longtime assistant coach Brad Boris takes over at head coach. A former Oklahoma State, Illinois State baseball player. Coach has been by her side since 2017 and is well prepared to lead the program forward. Coach Janae will continue supporting the transition as a mentor, offering guidance, leadership, and yes, having him make sure he's polished in the DP flex. As a player watching this season, keep your eyes out for sophomore Addison and junior infield Grace, who is already committed to Illinois State University. Coach Janae's legacy isn't just championships, it's culture, development, and preparing young women for success beyond the field. Her impact on the program and community will be felt for many years to come.
Thank you.
I just felt that our readers and those that are watching us today, they need to understand the depth of your impact in our community. As I stated to you personally, I'm very sad to see that you have to leave this sport. You have been a gem to this community. You have been such an intellectual. Let me tell you something about this lady. When I started softball, officiating softball, I was kind of leery with the DP flex. But what she can do with the DP flex is crazy, how she can do the combination. And she caught me one time. But I said to myself, never again. So I'm like, So when I came back to officiate her game, I said, I'm ready. I'm looking for everything that she throws at us. So, Coach, I'll just have a few questions. You can answer them however you see fit. But I believe we're going to enjoy the information that we receive. Coach Danae, you've coached nearly 20 years total. And when you look back, what are the first things that stand out to you? What's the first thing that sparks your passion for coaching? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love this game so much, ever since I was a little girl. So getting into it was just a passion of mine. When I had the opportunity when I was in high school to start coaching, I got the little ones, and just watching their passion and their love for the game grow, it kind of became addicting to me. And I just absolutely loved building the relationships with the kids. I love challenging them. And I think, softball, baseball gives you such an opportunity to advance yourself in life, because as we know, you fail more than you succeed in this life or in this game, which is just a challenge in life, because you're going to fail and it's all about getting back. So I love that part of the game, and then being able to instill that and still accepting failure and facing adversity. I really loved coaching that part of the game.
Oh, so you like getting your hands in the mix.
I love getting nitty gritty.
Well, Coach, how did your experience playing and coaching at Eastern Illinois University, especially winning the Ohio Valley Conference Championship, influence your coaching philosophy?
Yeah, I was really fortunate to have, one of the best coaches, I think, life coach ultimately.
Oh, wow.
In Kim Schutte at Eastern. When I committed to Eastern, it was all about building a program and growing the program, bringing the right players in. So I learned a lot under her. I learned not only softball, but I learned a lot of life through her.
Oh.
And I think that was really what it grew my passion for the game and coaching. And then, my goal was to grow that program when I committed there. And then, I didn't achieve, as a player, I wasn't able to achieve the conference championship, which was always a goal.
Wonderful.
But being able to be there, and be a part of, the girls I played with, and then seeing the other side of it and coaching.
Well, yeah, get that both experience.
I still felt the reward of playing, because I felt like I was able to set that foundation.
Wow.
And then be able to continue to grow that and mentor the girls that I played with was an awesome opportunity. I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, outstanding, Coach. When you arrived at East Peoria Community High School, what vision did you have for the program?
Yeah, it was always a strong program. And the Middle Illini Conference is one of the toughest.
Yes, it is. Definitely.
So going in there, and you're a 23-year-old young buck. You're like you didn't know any better, so you were just going to come in and got humbled early, but also had some success. So I think my vision ultimately was the same that I have now: is continue to grow the program, build the relationships, create a culture, and then ultimately create a culture of winning. And we failed while we did it. We took our lumps, but we continued to grow, and I truly feel like we've built a culture here.
Yes, you have.
And no matter what, we're gonna grind, and they're gonna continue to do that, whether we're winning or losing. So really, the vision was creating the culture and ultimately set it up for success. And we've been able to prove that over the years.
Yes, you have. A wonderful, successful program. Coach, you've won 9 conference titles, 7 regionals, 2 sectionals, and a super sectional. What do you believe prepared your team for that test?
You know what? I've been really fortunate with a lot of phenomenal players who loved the game, who were passionate, who wanted to continue to grow. We'd set up our schedule to be tough.
Yes, you had a very hard schedule.
We would continue to challenge them, continue to succeed and fail through that. And like I said, I mean, it's ultimately the girls are the ones playing the game.
Yeah.
And it came down to them wanting to be successful, wanting to win, wanting to challenge themselves, and they rose to the occasion every single time.
Outstanding. The 2017 state runner-up final. What made that season special to you, Coach?
Gosh, the girls on that team were unbelievable. They really had that attitude of refusing to lose. So when we lost in that championship game, they were such competitors. Like we don't want to even celebrate this. Right. So it was our staff's responsibility to tell them, like, they really brought the community together that year.
So they were close knitted.
Oh, extremely awesome. Close. Extremely close. To the point where they can hold each other accountable and challenge each other. And they rose each other to, we have to be better, we have to succeed, and they had that mentality of, we're going to fight to the end. And that's exactly what they did.
Excellent. Championships are great, Coach. What are some of the moments that might have not shown up in those record books that mean the most to you? The side moments, the conversations that you might have had, like you shared before. Your coach, the personal development, the impact. You have any moments like that with some of the girls? Oh,
of course. It tends to come after they leave you, and they go on to that next level, or they move on to life. You get into coaching to make those impacts, those life impacts. It's not, yes, winning is great, but it's all about the success that you build on the field with the relationships. So I think some of my moments are getting text messages or phone calls.
They're still reaching out to you, and
past players, sending a text, thanks for everything that you did.
Oh wow, that's outstanding.
You really challenged us, and I appreciate that now as I kind of get older and kind of work through life. So those are really the moments that, as any coach, I hope that's what you look for.
Absolutely. What core values were non-negotiable in your program that you will not bend nor break when dealing with these young girls?
I was very much so about the little things.
Give me an example.
Gloves have to be lined up. Your shoes have to be cleaned. If your shoes weren't cleaned, you weren't playing.
Oh, wow.
It's all about
discipline.
The discipline of the little things. Our dugout, your helmets will be lined up on the bench. Your bats will be lined up. Just you're gonna look the part, and then you're gonna go out there and play the part, because fundamentally they were great. Mentally they were tough. You're gonna show up on time. You're gonna do everything the right way. You're gonna play the game the right way. You're not gonna question official calls. That's my job.
Right. And we never sell that. She's absolutely correct on that.
Yeah. You're not even going to put hands up, or because if that's the stuff that you're going to do, you're not going to be able to play in this program.
Oh, I like that.
So those were kind of my little non-negotiables that you just don't see.
We don't see that in this age, Coach, we see that the student athletes are telling the coaches what to do and what they won't do, and that's why you see the games are changing and the antics that are now coming to the game. But it's so refreshing to hear these are some of the non-negotiable things that you implemented in your program and you did not break on it.
Yeah, no, that's what you're going to do if you're going to be a part of the program.
Oh, that's awesome. Coach, you've helped send 32 students, as I mentioned before, to play at the next level. What do you think college coaches consistently saw in your players when they went to the next level?
Gosh, that's a great question. I was very fortunate to be able to have those players in my program, and that's a true testament to their work and their hard work. I would like to feel that I had a small impact, whether it was challenging them, but ultimately it was them who wanted to go there and do that. I would like to say that a college coach recruiting our players would be that, they're tough-nosed, they're gritty.
Right. Disciplined. You stress. I love that.
Yeah, disciplined and, ready to face adversity and rise to that occasion.
That's excellent. What advice would you give players who have aspired to play at the collegiate level? What would you tell someone? Hey, Coach, I want to play D1 softball. How would you prepare them?
Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations of what that looks like, what the expectations are. Your studies have to come first.
Great. Yes.
And you want to shoot every kid. I want them to shoot, to the moon. But as I tell any kid, is everybody wants to say, I want to go D1, I want to go D1.
Yeah, everybody wants to go D1.
But there's always a place for somebody.
Right.
And no matter what level or wherever you go, if you can go on and play for another 2 or 4 years, that's successful.
There's nothing wrong with playing at D3 or D2 or junior college.
Absolutely.
It's preparation. You can eventually get to that next level. But like you said, a lot of kids say, I want to play D1 just for the excitement to be on TV. And not the skill set is not there, but it's just the fact that the maturity and that they need to go. Some can go straight, but some need that particular development as they move along.
Absolutely. You just have to love the game. If you want to go on and play, you have to love the game no matter what it is, because, it's a grind. And it's a grind academically and athletically, and you kind of have to put both together. That's just what I tell them. You have to love it no matter what level you go to. If you love it, you're going to be successful.
And you're going to have fun. Coach, even though you're stepping away, like I stated before, from coaching, which we're sad to see, what excites you about this team's future?
Yeah, they have a really good, strong core coming back. I'm excited to watch Coach Boris take this program because he's going to be phenomenal. He's phenomenal in relationships. He's phenomenal just in the X's and O's. Yes. He's the right guy for the job. It would have been a lot more difficult to step away if I didn't know who was taking it over. But when I knew he was going to be the one that would take it, it's easy for me to step back because I know that they're in good hands. And I'm just excited to see their growth. They have some really talented youngsters, and now with a new vision, and sometimes I can get stuck in my ways. So for Coach Boris to come in with a new vision and a new path, I'm excited to watch him grow.
His own direction.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Coach, let me see here. What do you hope former players will say about you years from now?
Yeah, I hope that they would say that I challenged them, but I also loved them along the process. I know I'm tough. I know I'm tough on them. I know that sometimes they would say, gosh, she's honest about the little things, and cleaning my shoes really isn't that big of a deal. But I hope, I hope they come back and they just say, like, she cared about me as a person.
I agree. And when I think about back in my my high school career, my toughest coaches have been my best coach. And so I appreciate that. And believe me, when they become parents, their career might stop, and it's going to stop one day. But they're going to take some of the skill set, some of the things that you imparted in them. They become teachers. They're going to be running their own lives and parents. And believe me, that's going to help prepare them for the future.
Absolutely.
Coach, what legacy do you believe you left here at East Peoria? as a softball coach?
Oh, that's a tough one. Gosh, I just hope the legacy that I left was, the same thing, the challenging, the tough love, but really somebody who is passionate about the game and passionate about the kids and their growth. That's ultimately what I hope I left behind.
Outstanding, Coach. I believe you left more. I think you your hard work, your energy, your passion, your smile. Everybody know about Coach Danae. She had this bright smile. You'll see when she comes in. It just lights up the room. Coach, if you could give one piece of advice to a young female coach entering the profession, what would you give? What would you say?
Be confident. Know the game, know how to build relationships, not only with players, but also with officials. Because we're all in it for the same thing, is to have a great experience for these kids.
Absolutely.
So, nobody, I think that's the biggest thing, is just go in there confident and just love doing it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, I would agree. That's outstanding. Tell me the funniest or fondest story in your coach's career. I'm sure you have a ton. Just something that's hilarious or something just crazy happened.
Gosh. Well, there was one time I benched myself.
What?
Yeah. I definitely, we were at Olympia. And I remember was it last year? I tried to bench myself quite a few times.
What happened?
I got 2 runners thrown out at home, and I got a little greedy, and I wanted to challenge, and Olympia rose to the occasion. And when you get 2 runners thrown out at home back to back, it was time for somebody else to take over for you.
Wow.
So Coach Boris definitely, he did that, and that was a good time for us because it was true. I wasn't good that day. I don't know what was going on, so I benched myself.
But that took a lot of courage. I mean, that's a lot of integrity. I don't know as a coach that I would do that, but that just speaks volume of what type of person that you are. You're putting the team first.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, as an official, I've seen so many coaches make bad decisions, and then they blame the official or they yell at the kids.
Yeah, no, I'm all about, that's one thing. I'm all about just own it. Own your stuff, because it does. If I'm going to be on my girls about making poor decisions or, not thinking 2 steps ahead of the game, then I got to be on myself too. So, benching myself, everybody's like, what are you doing? But
wow.
It was time for me to go in that moment. So I definitely, but some fun times, some memories that I'll have is a softball tradition here. Even before I became head coach, the girls would always do a sleepover, and then they would come tag the coaches' houses. So it was always, it was random times.
Oh, wow.
We knew it was coming towards the end of the season when the weather got nice, but I'd wake up one morning and my house would have saran wrap or silly string.
Oh my God.
One year I got a tip, or I felt it, that
they were coming.
They were coming. So I was up, I was ready for them, and then, I saw them because I have a Ring doorbell. I saw them coming. I was ready. So I had a bucket of water ready.
Oh, wow.
And as they came to the door, I opened the door, threw the bucket of water, and, it just became a war after that.
Oh, wow.
So those, I will not, unfortunately, I will not miss those days.
I'm sure you
And
won't.
I'm sure they don't, I sure hope they don't come this year.
Oh, wow.
I'll be ready if they are, though.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Janae, that's the end of our interview. But as I alluded to earlier, it's just an honor. I believe, personally, you will be a Hall of Fame coach.
Oh, gosh.
I do believe that.
There's much more.
Yeah, I know.
More out there.
Trust me, I believe your winning record is phenomenal. But the impact that you have imparted to these young women, you will be missed. As I stated before, you are a gem. You are a gift to this community. And you should understand that the times are changing. Everybody are out for themselves or their own development, and I've seen so much. But so when I see a good coach and I see a coach pouring into young people, it's important that we expose them to the community. So this is why I wanted to introduce Coach Janae to you all. It's an honor and a privilege. And thank you for tuning in today. Me and Coach Danae, we're out of here. You have a good day. Bye. If you enjoyed the interview conversation I had with Coach Danae, like the video and subscribe to my channel for more content.